Right. Welcome, everyone, to this beautiful, wondrous day, Memorial Day weekend for our Good of the Whole Global Hearts Resonance Call. And I'm Shelley Darling, and I just got asked the most beautiful question, a question that nobody has asked me for, I think, 7.5 years. And that was, how is it for me to come on to this call every week? And it was a really endearing question. Cassandra asked that. And I just want to say, for those people that haven't been on, or even if you've been on for years, that this is such an opportunity to open to this emergent field of love. And it constantly is rewarding each and every individual and myself. It's an act of love to be here, and it's an act of love to choose to receive from the field itself. And we're going to have a great call here today with Emily Lepler, one of our Good of the Whole Resident Council stewards, who has gifted us this resonant reflection today, and who will just help us open the field. So I'm inviting everyone to put yourself on mute, because I didn't. Thank you. Let's just take a breath. So as we drop into this field of love, we step in with deep gratitude to all the movement, to everything that is emerging within us. And we receive it as a gift from the collective consciousness, this intelligent field. And really, as stewards of Good of the Whole, we come here to connect, to practice. This is a restorative practice of how to unconditionally love ourselves and each other, and how to listen to the field. So every Monday we come here letting go of our stories. So listen to that one. Letting go of our stories. Did you hear that? Someone's clapping the dust off their feet. So letting go of our stories. Letting go of what's happened here in the past to us, and to receive the new story. So everything in this call is an act of creation, which Henry's going to be describing. So if you come here with a story, if you've come here with any moving emotions, this is the opportunity to gratefully let it go. And to be in that creation story as it's arising. The birth, I just want to honor Julie's granddaughter finally came, and she's here, and that emergent birth. So we hold Julie and Quincy, part of our Good of the Whole family, and Will, her husband, in our hearts as we open to this heart field. So really only a few guidelines for those that are new, just simply to speak to 1 to 2 minutes, to really be listening. If we're listening, we're not holding on to our stories. And we're receiving that information from every person that talks before us. So really listen for that. And to engage in the pause after everyone has spoken, so that we can deepen into the waters. This waters of diversity, the waters of creation here this morning. So let's just take a breath. We're just going to bring our loving attention to the cells within our body, and just becoming fully aware of the movement, of the coordination of the heart as it pumps. This breathing in of new information, and the breathing out of gratitude, joy. Just a couple of times, this unified expression. It's really feeling into the circle here, and the circles amongst circles today. And what are we really in memorial to? This immemorial movement of life that's always gifting us through her food, through the earth, her soils, through the water, through the air, these unending cycles of life. As it's spring here in the northern hemisphere, it's turning in the winter in the southern hemisphere. And we just feel our brothers and sisters around the world and relax fully into this state of union, of unity in creation itself. Just breathing consciously, one more reunified breath together. As we open to today's reflection. And with that, I pass the talking stick to you, Henry.
Thank you, Shelley. Good morning. Being Memorial Day, it just reminded me as well of the deeper memory of who we each are and of why we are here at this time. As we open to this field, as we open to emergence, and the fields of emergence are the theme for today. So we are fields of emergence, each one of us. In a conversation I had with Barbara Marx Hubbard, I expressed a thought from Eckhart Tolle that there is only just this moment. And Barbara quickly added, with what seemed a sense of responsibility, not to let that thought stand by itself. And she added, and this moment is emergent. So there are two elements here. One is the field which we can connect with right here, now in this moment. And two, this field is emergent. It has potential, it has possibility, and perhaps even is filled with infinite possibilities. So the present moment is a field. And when we come into presence with intention, as we are this morning in our circle, we co-create this field. So emergence is inherent possibility, as I feel is aptly expressed in a short quote, a quote that I love from Emily Dickinson. I dwell in possibility. And it's further elaborated by these words also from Dickinson. Not knowing when the dawn will come, I open every door. I create the field through my openness, my attention, and even my anticipation to possibility in this moment. I open to the field of possibility. And the dawn here is about emergence as the sun emerges at sunrise from over the horizon. And without the emergence part, the field is barren. Emergence is about the spark of creation, the impulse of evolution towards betterment, towards becoming, towards realization and actualization. The motive force here is emotion, or the power of the heart and of desire. Without the creative part fueled by emotion, the field is infertile. So the inquiry for today is, how do you sense emergence in the field of your experience at this moment or at any moment? And how do you sense it in your body, in your heart, and in your spirit? And last, what helps you stay connected and open to the dawn in your life and here in this world? So now I place the talking stick, the talking feather, the talking emergent creation into the center of our circle.
The dawn keep me awakened. This is not a story, or maybe as some they put it, it isn't a story, it's a love story. I was challenged last night between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. to dance and to emerge with the field. I found myself at some point that we are close to the mountains, we are at foothills, that I was saying myself, I couldn't contain it in the space, in the room that I was saying that I am going out and just letting it out. I don't know what was it that I wanted to, but the space was so limited where I was. And if I knew it is not safe because they have seen bears, this and that here, even though it might not be the season for that. But I don't know about you, but sometimes it's truly challenging to dance with what the field is require of me. I don't know what words can I give it, but I was tired of those emotions. Everything that was going through is like the intensity of what is happening energetically in the field is asking us to dance in that intensity for that which is emerging. And so it was the whole 8-9 hours last night was just being in the field in the moment, and it's like fully experiencing what we're talking about now. I cannot make anything out of it. I have just to let it be and to be present in that infinite field of possibility. Who knows? You said that it might be for the betterment or becoming of that full potential. So I am holding this space for it to show me exactly what needs to be birthed in me, in us, in the co-creation that we said yes to it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's Eric. Good morning to you all. Henry, I was particularly touched listening to you talk by what seemed to me to be the amount of emotion within you about this topic of the emergent field. And in a similar sort of way, Nahid, we're talking about her experience last night, and there's so much going on. I call it the rapids of change. Both opportunity and challenge. For me, there's a very, very, very strong call to action. And for me, one of the beautiful changes that occurred recently is coming across this group via Nahid. So thank you, Nahid, for that. And I've had a brief interchange with, and now I'm going blank on the name. I want to say Gloria, but I'm not sure that's it. It's still early in the morning for me. And Shelley, thank you for sending the reminder note yesterday for me to get myself out of bed a little bit earlier. For me, it's exciting encountering this group, sensing into your energy as you talk, feeling, seeing the visions and what I would interpret as the hopes that you carry, and good of the whole, reading the website, and that enormous goal that's been set for something like 20,000 children by 2030 to be lifted into wonderment, essentially. Don't know how that's going to happen. Love to hear the thoughts on that. But it's inspiring to have other people where this conversation is going on. So thank you all for that, and I'll pass the talking stick on.
This is Dinama in Oregon. The energy of the dance is always present, and the the fear of the unknown as we emerge into newness. Is experienced as anxiety of letting go of attachment to something we identify ourselves with, and yet know we have to release it in order to emerge. And the feeling of even grieving the loss of that attachment emotionally creates that cosmic anxiety. And the response that feels resonant is really relaxing fully into the moment and knowing we are the field. And most enriched by our collective communion, a sense of the power of our wholeness in each of our own hearts individually. So I'm complete.
Hello, beloveds. This is Cassandra. I'm in Central Texas. First, I would like to say that when I enter the awareness of the field, I feel it first through my spiritual channels. And then I begin to relax and allow it to inform me of my fullest potential in that moment. And I'm often surprised by what comes up. Maybe it has nothing to do with what I've been experiencing. Sometimes it's a reprieve. Other times it's inspirational, and I never know what the essence of that information may be. But I always feel a sense of gratitude, acceptance, and I feel lovingly guided. It's as if this is my mother speaking to me into the field of the heart, that resonance that sustains me when I'm troubled or when I'm joyous and expending so much energy that maybe I'm going to deplete the physical a little bit, but I know that I'm safe. So I don't know, what I'm saying is that I don't really know where it is and where I am and where we connect so much as I'm willing to explore that connection. So for me, it's still a great mystery. And I feel so deeply connected to the whole of creation when I'm in that union. It's a sacred and a very real physical response to the field. And with that, I am complete, and I return the talking circle, or the talking stick, into the center of our beautiful circle. Aho.
This is Shelley, and I'm going to follow that exquisite thread just for a moment because, you know, I love what was being said. It's like, I don't really know how things are, what's going to show up. And then I return the talking circle. And I kind of feel like that is the essence of creation right there, right? Exactly. You know, it's like I'm just the spark of creation having this glorious opportunity to open my vessel to share and to feel the whole. At the same time, I'm just that drop that drops back into the ocean of creation. So it's like when we see drops on the ocean, or, you know, little sparklets and the sun is shining, we're like that sparklet. And in that moment, we get to see, feel, hear, and taste this extraordinary, effulgent, non-visible experience in some way, you know? And it's delightful, and it's fun, and it's serious, and at the same time, it's not serious because it's the essence of life, you know? So, you know, we're just a bug flying over the pool. We're just a dragonfly in front of the car, you know, that passes by. We're, you know, we're a squirrel eating a nut and dropping its things over the edge. You know, I just feel like that in this moment. You know, just the joy of the dance. You know, the joy of the dance of creation, playing with us, playing with me. And that's how I want to experience every day, even in, like it's been said, the most challenging moments. There is that illuminating silken thread of loving consciousness coming to us as itself. So, love you and thank you. I pass this beautiful virtual talking stick.
This is Henry again. I also like that. I returned the talking circle to the stick. I was recently at the community of Damanhur in Italy, taking a program. One of the members of the community wrote a book kind of related to spiritual physics. And on the the heading or the first words of one of the chapters said, I explode, therefore I exist. I'm not sure fully, in even reading that chapter, exactly what he meant. But so I have kind of put other pieces in there. I create, therefore I exist. I open to this emergence in me, and therefore I exist. So it's opening to this field of possibility. And as Cassandra was speaking, I also was feeling that each child is a field of emergence, is a field of possibility. And they're seeking, they're feeling that emergence, that impulse bubbling up within them when they have space that allows for that, what is seeking to be expressed, what is seeking to be created, what is seeking to explode in their hearts, in their minds, in their bodies, and in their world. And so we, like the new birth of Julie's grandchild, Quincy's child, the new possibilities that are awakening, that as we open to, that as we are available to in each moment, or are spending time each day that each of us does in the field, or creating that space in the field for what is seeking to emerge. I feel complete. This is Henry again. I guess I just want to add a small piece. When I was doing my stretches this morning, I could feel in my body the cells awakening, kind of the energy flows beginning to awaken. That, and they were so, or I could feel in my cells and in my body, they were so joyful that I was doing these stretches by my window. And so it's just kind of another little example of emergence.
Good morning. Buenos dias. This is Rosemary from Costa Rica. And it's a pleasure to be here this morning. Henry, you sparked the word for me, and that word is joy. When I feel into the field, which I know not intellectually, but from another sacred part of me, which I consider to be in the heart, I know that I am the field and that I carry the field, and I don't do it alone, because it's the connection that brings me the joy. When I think about the question that was posed, how do I sense emergence? I'm so glad that the word sense was indicated there, because for me, the emergence process, or the field of emergence, is a feeling of connectedness, of sacredness. I wrote my little notes here. And it's a feeling from the heart of being not apart from, but instead a part of the bigger whole. And with that feeling and connecting into that feeling, a sense of openness, awakening, again, one of your words, Henry, that sparked within me a sensation of connectedness. It's an opening, it's an awakening to the moment. And that brings me joy, because I am learning that whatever that moment brings is truly the right and sacred moment. And I'm so grateful for having developed and continuing to develop and evolve an understanding, and again, not an intellectual understanding so much, but a feeling sense, a knowingness from the heart. I'm so grateful to be resonating in groups like these, because I see you, and when I see you, I see me, and there really is no difference. So that passing the circle, it's so appropriate. Thank you, Cassandra, because there is no disconnection in circle. So the field of emergence, I am honored to say I carry with me, as do each of us. And it is the moment now to really embrace it in my essence. And to feel the joy that comes with it in the most simple moments. I had an experience last night and this morning with an animal here called a tepesquintle. Now, I have no idea if they exist in the United States or other countries, but we have a tepesquintle. And my point is, there was such a connection in the eyes of that creature when I went out at 1 o'clock with my flashlight. It was a oneness. There was no fear from me or from it. And actually, I released it from some chicken wire that it was trying to scratch and get out. And then I went back in to sleep. And then this morning, probably about 30 minutes before our call, I was out on my front porch, and there it was. There it was again, close to the house. Again, not feeling, at least I wasn't fear, nor was it. The exchange of the eyes, I actually took some photos and posted them on my page. But that experience brought joy. the connection, nature, because that, and I'll finish with this. What helps you stay connected to the dawn in your life? And hands down, feet down, for me, it's nature. Just being in it, next to a tree, amidst a field of flowers, underneath the mango tree. It doesn't matter. The palette is so varied, and it's so beautiful. So that's how I stay nurtured, along with connecting with my other parts, which are you. This keeps me resonating, where I'm able to be in the field, co-create in the field, and feel the joy and the gratitude for that. Thank you. I'm complete. Pura vida.
Good morning, everyone. This is Karen in Costa Rica. So this is Angel. They're very active today. They're all around me for this call. It must be the energy. When Cassandra was speaking, I had visuals of the caterpillar letting go, creating its cocoon and emerging as a butterfly. Thank you. Sense of joy. It came to mind of one way that I know, that I sense, I feel the connection is when I start having this feeling, excitement. The only way I can describe it is when I feel like an excited little child. And I know something's very right. There's been so much emerging recently, and I've spent a lot of time in quiet, especially in the mornings. But last night it was like an urgency. I had to be up and on this call today. I'm so glad I am. I missed it. There's something very special about this call. And I'm very grateful for it. It creates a place of peace within me. That I don't know how to describe. It's the word that comes is invaluable. Peace. So I thank you all. I think it's all for now. Thank you.
Good morning. Deborah. I'm always amazed when I come to the field here with you all. It's the power of it really overwhelms me almost. And I find that words are, it feels so beyond words for me, that I just kind of let what everyone says flow through me, around me. And currently I'm up in Fort Collins, Colorado. A healer woman offered me a place to stay for a few days, and it's such a gift because I can walk outside my door and onto a red dirt path that winds next to a ditch filled with water from this spring's runoff, through new spring green cottonwood trees, little grove where I go and I sit and I listen to the trees, and then ponds, lakes filled with turquoise water that I went and did water blessing work and sat and drummed and sat beneath trees, spent hours yesterday afternoon, really in such deep oneness with all that is. So grateful for that. And I had these contemplations about how at this time on this planet, we're like, there is this human guilt for anyone who is aware at all because of the seeming imbalance that is occurring as a result of our actions and our lifestyle. And I realized that that story takes us away from our experience of oneness in the field. And that is something to be aware of, because it causes us humans to be the other and create separation. So that was just one of my little contemplations as I played in the field. And I went home and I set up an ancestor's altar, and I too felt the need to dance yesterday. And there was that energy, which was just very joyful, very liberating. So I guess I'm just saying hi and thank you. And I'm always I just open into this place of deep gratitude and, awareness of how I am the expression of all that is in human form. And because of this awareness, because of this union with this group, it enhances the light that I have to walk through the world. And so it is. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
What I'm feeling in the moment is a song. And that song is an expression of the dance as well. That song inside, the song of the birds showing up during this call. I feel that levity and lightness of being and being present with each one of you. I feel the joy of the field. Because what is the field but that this consciousness that creates this effervescent motion. Emotion, yes, but really energy in motion. It's not so much about the words. It is about the experience, the energy in motion. I feel like my emotions ride on that energy and either build it or lessen it if I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling. But the energy itself, I feel like there's a lot in my life that's been really focusing me, especially I've been working on a lot of PowerPoint on 5G, helping people to understand and educate themselves. But the main point of the whole thing is understanding waveforms. And those waveforms are either beneficial or they're destructive. And that was an amazing awareness yesterday. Like everything's a waveform. So we dance in that waveform or we sing in that waveform. And it's true when we're feeling the field itself, when we feel full, then that spark of light just wants to light other sparks, ignite the pilot light of other souls. So I'm just enjoying that in the moment, and I pass the talking stick because today everyone has shared, so feel free to allow yourself to come in and be inducted in this gorgeous symphony of love. And I pass the virtual conductor stick.
This is Dinama again. We are co-creating the field now. We are emergent in that we are submerged in it, wholly. And the joy of that, the effervescence of that, the playfulness of that, the butterflies of excitement moving here. And this is why we're here, I believe. Just grow this field into experience, the norm. Anyway, I'm complete.
This is Cassandra. I just heard Tina Turner singing Rolling in the River, as if we are all in this beautiful flow of this oneness, this river of life. And she's in there and she's singing and she's dancing, and I'm just totally surprised. You never know what's going to show up. But thank you, Tina. Rolling in the river.
Shelley, it's Eric. I just got to tell you, I love your playfulness, your laughter. It's a real delight. Just thank you for all of that.
This is Henry again. I'd like to share something else that kind of grew, is a part of the understandings of Dhammaher. And I noticed written in two different ways. One of it is to perceive is to create. to perceive, to sense, to open to our perceptions. So here is a field where we are opening to our perceptions, and we are opening to our, we are creating together. It also was expressed in another way. To observe is to create. So I'm still mulling that over, you know, whether that means if it's like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is there to notice, did the tree really fall? So I guess a part of it, you know, my understanding as we become available to this field of emergence, as we are observing, as we are perceiving, a lot of the experience in Damanhur is bringing it back into our perceptions, into our experience, taking it out of the head and even out of the heart. Well, we're bringing the heart into it, but opening to our perceptions, our own experience that was just expressed recently, that, you know, that, and that is the emotion part as well. So anyway, I just wanted to add that.
Let's everyone take a breath at this point. And see how things start to speed up, and invitation is just to feel those wings expand as we together roll in this river of love and of life and of presence. I'm going to invite you to take yourselves off mute. We'll send this beautiful yam out to Quincy and her baby, and to the center and out beyond. So thank you for joining us. We love you so much. Yum.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hugs and kisses.
Thank you, everyone.